And I went and got the hairdryer, got bin bags, put on a bin bag, put 2 on my legs, and then got her to shove the hairdryer in and inflated it all. And got a pink microphone and pretended as Sam Smith.
You've been here 2 days and you've pretty much not seen anybody Irish yet, have you?
We saw about pissing against just a window.
It was about 9:30 and he's not gone down the side, he's literally on Main Street. And he went, lads, you don't mind if I piss here, do you? I was like, mate, I don't make the rules. And then he tries to carry us on with a conversation. We need to go away before he starts engaging in a proper conversation. Mainly because I didn't want to shake his hand if he came over and introduced himself. The obsession with curry sauce.
We love curry sauce.
Oh, I order it online now since we saw it in the previous podcast.
It's not even real curry, is it? It's like, no. I've just set Anglo-Irish relations back like 30 years here. Hello, and welcome to the Mildly Controversial Podcast. This is a special one because we're out and about again, Baz, and we've got a guest with us. So we're here in Bella's Garden Bar. I have to turn around the camera. Yeah, Bella's Garden Bar. It's not even open. Noreen's opened it for us. So big shout out to Noreen at the Letterkenny Golf Club. Hunter's Bar and Bella's Garden Bar. Bella's Garden Bar is only open in the summer, but she's let us come in and record in here because it looks nice. Baz is here in Donegal with me. I live here. Clearly not local, so we wanted to invite a local, off the internet, and that man is Micheál Brennan, also known as Donegal Daddy on the internet. So go and find him on Instagram, TikTok. Is that about it? Facebook, all of them. Donegal Daddy. What we're going to do is we're going to have a chat to Micheál about his social media and all the stuff he does on that. But also what we're going to do is I'm going to talk about stuff that, I've been living in Ireland for 4 years now, so I'm going to talk about things that I've noticed about Ireland since I've been living here. But as a local expert, I want you to tell me, is it just a Donegal thing? Because I've had people ask me, is that just here or is that all of Ireland? And I've no idea. So you could be the local correspondent that can answer.
It'll also save me asking Mike dozens of questions every 10 minutes about what's going on around here.
Yeah, exactly. So that's your job. So yes, Donegal Daddy. I've been following you and I've noticed you like long time ago, like years now. And it's funny. It's like seeing one of my kids grow up because I've seen you from like low numbers up to like the good numbers that you got now. But yeah, I think if people know you for one thing, it would be the Sam Smith thing, wouldn't it?
The Sam.
Do you want to talk through?
It was actually this time last year, the Brit Awards. They must be coming up now.
They are, yeah.
This week or whatever. But so we were watching it. It was 10 o'clock at night, and I was like thinking, right, I didn't do a video today. I have nothing. I had nothing. You're trying to do post every single day, and there's like nothing really happening. And then next thing, Sam Smith came to the Brits in
that black outfit,
been like big, massive
pneumatic trousers on.
It was the strangest thing, and I just thought, all right. And we carried on watching, and then my wife was going to go to bed, and I was like, I need you for a second to do this. And she's like, what do you need? I said, just hold on a second. And I went and got the hairdryer, got bin bags, put on a bin bag, put 2 on my legs, and then got her to shove the hairdryer in and inflated it all. And got a pink microphone and pretended as Sam Smith and suck it up, didn't think anything of it. And it went absolutely bananas. I got a message at like 1 o'clock in the morning from somebody from the ITV, the Lorraine show. Can we feature this tomorrow? And I was like, right. I just thought that was a scam.
Yeah.
And just says, yeah, go for it, whatever. Yeah. And then I was just waiting for them to come back saying, send your bank details or something. But, and then I was like, I said it to my wife and I said it to my sister-in-law. She's big into like pushing me to do videos. And she was like, oh, that might happen, I stuck it on anyway thinking, I'm not telling anybody. And then next thing, sure enough, the video came on and they talked about it. And I was like, right. I went the numbers went bananas. It was the first time that really I seen it kind of, like I had done stuff that went, 800,000 or close to a million, like, and then this one just blew past the million, like, and you're just going, holy shit. Like,
how many did you usually get?
just stopped at kind of 2 million. It kind of just flattened out there, like. Or
It's mad, isn't it? Because that's because obviously we do like social media as well, and we've had posts to go viral, and it's the thing that does me hesitate about it is like you'll do one that you'll put loads of time and effort into scripting, editing, all this, and like you said, you've just gone, go and grab some bin bags and inflate them up, and it goes nuts. I mean, I had the 15 seconds of me painting me decking with a brush that went to 31 million people. Do you know what I mean?
I saw it this weekend as well. I'm so proud.
I know, yeah. He's seen the actually. He's like a proper fan coming around now. He's gone, oh, there's the shed you stood on in the first one I ever saw you do. And, oh, there's the decking that's had all those views. And, oh, that's the room where you did the worm through pretending you were at a wedding. And it's going around me. I was like it's a tour. You know, this thing.
Well, I haven't told you. I'm offering people around tomorrow to go and see it.
It's like a Dad Dancing guided tour around my house. But yeah, it's always the ones that, like I said, that one was massive for me. And then I had the one you were saying that you saw, which was I was in the Donegal coat and I was pretending to be a football coach. That went nuts as well. And loads of my mates were messaging me saying, this has turned up in my my kids' football team's WhatsApp group and things like that.
the other one of yours was eating the sausage roll in the car. I love that.
Yes, there you go. And they're the ones where just again that was another one which was just like, oh, I've done nothing today. Or I was like, oh, I've had this idea to do that. Did it? But like I said, other ones, well, I will spend days and days and days scripting it, editing it, making it look really smart. You put it out there, and it's like 3,000 views or something. It's insane. Because that one you did on the other with your arm going like...
They're all like that, to be fair. Well, they're all very similar.
No, that particular one, you know, when you did to the sound.
Yeah. The guitar.
That just went...
Mike will take credit for anybody getting like huge videos, because like we had a guest on who hadn't quite reached 1 million, and a week after he'd been on our podcast, he got to 1 million. And I was on a podcast saying I've never had a viral video. Literally the next week, he went and said, Mike.
Yeah, maybe it's that. So, yeah. Watch this space. Do you know what? Donegal Daddy is going to be massive. Just where his numbers are going to go flying because he's been on this podcast. That's what happened.
Just quickly, so your wife was in that video, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I think that's kind of, because like literally went, nobody's going to see it, doesn't matter. It's grand.
Yeah.
She was like, I'm in pajamas. I was like, doesn't matter. Sure, look, nobody's watching my videos, it's fine. And then next thing, it was like, Puri fit her pajamas. Oh my, and then,
you're on the telly.
and then it was on the telly, and then like 3 or 4 of the newspapers picked it up, and they said, oh, one of them actually said his daughter.
Oh, right, okay.
In her pajamas.
Oh, wow.
It's like, that's a compliment. And they're like,
Not to you, it's not.
not exactly. But it was like, oh yeah, I'm still kind of paying for that.
But it's funny though, isn't it? Like, so that sort of launches you in front of a lot of people. Do you find that everything you made sort of since, or the stuff you made before, has got more people interested in what you do as well?
It's funny because then you think, it's like I was saying to you about, or you were saying about, you make something and then you can't do that again. But the amount of people that haven't seen a lot of the stuff, say pre Sam Smith, like I re-shared that Sam Smith one because it came up in my memories.
Yeah.
Somebody goes, oh, that's why I followed you, or that's when I followed you, and you're kind of going, that's only a year. Like there's 3 years of other videos there that they probably haven't even. It's even hard for me to scroll back and see the old videos, let alone somebody that's starting.
But at least yours is like, you know, kind of quirky comedy sort of thing, which is what your stuff is. Like I had 31 million views on me brushing a decking with paint. Do you know what I mean? So I had shitloads of followers.
That was
who all started following me, thinking they were going to get like tips on stuff.
Yeah,
but the reason that went big is because like everyone was arguing that my decking boards were upside down, and the Aussies were joining in, and it just and for about 2 weeks I was just like, it was video after video that was getting 10 million, 3 million, 4 million, because there was a massive debate in the comment section.
Yeah.
People were slagging it off and all this. So I was doing this, and then in the end I was like, I'm bored of it. It's just like, this is the last one I'm doing on this subject, and then we're moving on from the decking, like. But it's a mad thing, isn't it? That
it's funny. The comment sections can just really throw you more content, like I think, where you can kind of go back and start answering things or pulling it out and making people go.
Definitely. So other thing that I wanted to chat to you about is that whenever I see you all live, it's always you drumming.
drumming.
Yeah.
So you've been at that a long time.
Yeah. Oh, I've been playing drums 25 years now. And we started the band it'll be 25 years this year, I suppose.
Wow.
You don't
Say
look
that,
old enough.
25 years.
Well, three of us actually started it that are in the band. One of the guys, he made county, so he started playing with the county and he left for a while, and then he came back in about 4 years ago. But it's the three of us, yeah, and then our younger cousin, two of us are cousins, and then three of us are cousins. The younger fella then's like 10 years younger than us, usually a wee fella when we started. So yeah, and then that's been, and I throw up the live because I done it one night and I just found, because everyone says go live, and I done the live that you actually remember you came in on, and I was like, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do. And then I just started doing that, and a lot of people were going, when are you going live again with the band, just to see what's happening. And so I just do that every so often, and some nights it gives you videos that you can pull out, like the snare burst one night and I had to change it in mid-song, and things like that happen, that people fall on top of the stage that you can kind of catch sometimes.
You go like this, you sat there like drumming away and you got, there's only about 5 people watching this. Kick the drums over and fall off, like, oh God, that's happened again. They're rolling about on the floor. Oh, we're up to 900 views now, isn't it?
You should give your band a plug, Warren.
Red Alert Wedding Band, yeah. All your wedding band needs, or we do outside. We can do other things apart from weddings.
You don't have to get married to invite the Red Alert Band to celebrate your good. And they'll fly anywhere as well, as long as you pay the flights.
Our first wedding was actually in Coventry. Would you believe?
Oh, really?
Yeah, first one we ever done.
So how does somebody in Coventry find out about you and like you so much they want you?
It was the bride was from Coventry, obviously, and then she was living in outside Donegal town,
right?
And then when they were getting married, they were obviously getting married back in Coventry, and then wanted us to come, so we were like, we don't do weddings, but we'll go. And it was like,
and now you mainly do weddings.
That's pretty much all we do.
Coventry convinced you that was old.
Oh, I don't know if it did. It was like, we were like learning. Somebody then says, can you do the hokey pokey? And we're like, oh yeah, just wait till after the tea comes in. And then we're at the tea break. Everyone's like, how does the hokey pokey go? But yeah, like I remember our first business cards we got, it was like, we do birthdays, weddings and funerals, and that was just on the card for the crack, and yeah, that cut us a lot of gigs just by saying that we do funerals.
There you go. So I'm really interested because that is something we will talk about Ireland, because that's very kind of, I didn't ask you to say that, but that feeds really nicely into some of the stuff that I want to talk about. Is Ireland, Irish people are obsessed with like death and funerals and stuff, and it's like, because in England, when someone dies, it's just like, you might hear about it on Facebook or whatever, and then it'll be like, or you might tell your mates, such and such, that's sad. When's the funeral? You go along to the funeral, half an hour or whatever. You might go to the pub afterwards for a couple of pints, and then that's it. Over here, it's like, it's like as soon as you find out, it's announced on the radio for a start. Like 3 times a day, they tell you he's dead. It's mad, and then they'll be like, oh well, if you want to come and see the body. Like, because that's not a thing,
a cup of tea and a sandwich.
That's not a thing, innit?
When you're looking at the body.
My father-in-law died 18 months ago, and it's the first actual dead body I've ever seen. I'm 49 years old. Whereas over here, it's just like, come along, come and have a chat with him. No, wait, top's open, just have a crack. Hey, you're right, mate. It's bizarre, isn't it? It's almost like it's a national obsession.
And I know the difference in the UK as well is that your funeral's not directly, like ours happens all condensed at like you're dead, and then 3 days later, there's the kind of wake happens, and then you're buried, and then I think it's all very raw. So I suppose with the UK, then you kind of have that initial shock of
3 to 4 week period.
Yeah, and then you kind of have so it's probably kind of, not that it's easier, but it's kind of, it's not that initial shock of it all. It's weird, like, but yeah, We do have.
So they do it properly, mate. I mean, you'll be driving down the street and there'll be a sign that says wake. Because you'll be like, I don't know, the first time I was like, how's that about? And
It's all neon one flashing, isn't it? Oh, yeah.
well, there'll be a sign by the side of the road that says wake, right? And that basically means for the next 3 days, there's going to be shitloads of cars parked here.
Right, okay, yeah.
And it's just because, like, anybody you've ever met will turn up and, pay their respects. I don't. It sounds like I'm taking a piss out of it. I'm not. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's lovely,
But it's funny.
but it's just really weird. It's like
we don't know what I never realized it was unique to Ireland.
Yeah.
Until you're asking about somebody that's dead in England, you go, oh, they're not being buried for a month's time or something.
Yeah.
You go, all right.
Can I come and see you? No. What are you talking about? Someone will identify the body and then they'll be never seen again. Do you know what I mean? That's it.
Yeah.
The wakes are like, no, literally they'll be in an open casket and they'll be there for 2 or 3 days, maybe, before. And another thing is like, you'll hear on the radio, they'll say such and such has passed and, their remains will be lying in such and such. And it's like family time between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m. So and it's like, who the fuck's going to come and see a body at like 12, just rock up at like midnight and expect to get let in to say hello to them? It's nuts.
It happens, like it does. You've seen it at friends' parents, like, and you're kind of sitting there and somebody lands at 11 o'clock and they'll sit and you're like, it's supposed to be family time.
Yeah, right.
Isn't it? I don't know. My wife's from Donegal, hence why I live here now. She was telling me that back in the day, you used to get guys who would just listen to the obituaries on the radio because they wanted fed.
Yeah.
And they would just say like, oh, there's one up the road. I was just going, oh yeah, I know it. Yeah, I didn't know it too well, but do you know what I mean? Thanks for the, thanks for the sandwiches.
That's exactly it. Yeah, there's lads that do that. And then I remember one of my friend's father, he passed away and the guy came from the pub after he was full and he started falling asleep and then he fell off a stool but it wasn't that he was drunk. He fell off the stool because he fell asleep. But he came in to get the sandwiches and tea after on his way home, like, and yeah, it happens.
That's mad, don't it?
Yeah.
Because that's something that I didn't know until I got it. And there's quite a few of those things. But what I wanted to say though was about the funerals is that you say you play funerals. How does that differ? How does playing a funeral differ? Clearly, there's a lot more sad people about. But how does playing a funeral differ from playing like a wedding and stuff?
Well, that kind of was more of at the time it was more of a joke. But the two lads, the main two lads that sing, they would actually have played at like funeral masses and things. Like you play at the hymns and the kind of they actually play, like they would play still at some funerals. I played at my dad's funeral 4 years ago, but things like that they would do it kind of still on and off. But at the time we would have been, when we were young, that age, the two lads would have played guitar in the church choir and that kind of thing. So it would have been, but we just put it on the business cards.
I was just envisioned that the way got to a certain point where it's like, right, anyone want any take that? Because you'd have to be pretty selective on the songs you could play. You know what? Here's something about cremation. It's like no one does it around here, did it? My father-in-law, late father-in-law, obviously, when he died 18 months ago, he wanted to be cremated, and we had to go all the way to Cavan. It's like 3 hours away.
Cavan's in the nearest one.
So we drove for 3 hours down to Cavan, and somebody stood up at the front, said a prayer. 10 minutes later, the curtain shut, and you have to go home.
That's it. There's no.
I was like, Jim, man,
I was only ever
it's like
once.
6 hours round trip. 10 minutes, I'm just going. I've said goodbye up the road. You know what I mean?
I was only ever at one cremation as well. It was it's they just close the curtains. You don't. It's not like was it Scrooge, that movie Scrooged with Bill Murray?
Yeah.
Where his own coffin's going in and you're like, all the flames come up and you're watching it. It's not as exciting as that.
But yeah, it's just like 3 hours down the road just to do that 10 minutes.
That's the closest one. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
It's really weird.
Yeah. Sorry, I just thought we were about to go to a whole sort of section of songs you couldn't play at funerals and cremations.
Yeah.
Well, if I was smart enough to think of them off the top of my head, then yeah.
Well, you mentioned take that, so I was going to mention Relight My Fire.
Yeah,
no, there you go. Yeah, that's one you'd have to say for Cavan, though, isn't it? Actually, down the road, like. Right, so I'm going to talk about a few things here. Some of them is obvious; it's all Ireland. But there's a couple of things that I think, because we got a load of listeners in the UK and a load of listeners in the States, and how do I put this politely? There's the Irish have a reputation for liking a drink, yeah, which is, and I can vouch for that after living here for 4 years. They do, but yeah, some things you might not know is there's minimum alcohol pricing that was brought in recently, and also happy hours are illegal.
Illegal.
Well, you're not allowed to do like 2 for offers or drop the price for a certain amount of time because it encourages binge drinking and stuff. And I can imagine that's a bit of, and particularly minimum alcohol pricing is quite a pain in the arse for a lot of people in Ireland, who don't live 25 minutes away from an Asda that sells it at a third of the price, which is like, I call that I go there regularly, and I call that the shittest booze cruise, because I just drive down to Strabane and fill the boot full of and I remember at one time I went there about 6 months ago, and I'd pre-ordered it. You know, you can order it and then it'll be ready and they'll just throw it into your boot and away you go. The guy's loading it into the boot and he was going, he goes, "So, how much of this are you allowed to take over the board?" I was like, "I've absolutely no idea what you're talking about. I haven't checked that." It's like, didn't even think it was a thing. I just drove to my local supermarket. But yeah, it's it is a weird one, that, isn't it? That it's, you know, the Irish, and do you know what? Every time I come here for a round, my mates will go, "Do you have pints last night?"
Yeah.
I was just like, I don't know. Yeah, a couple, yeah. Yeah. But it's fun. Yeah. Will you have pints tonight?
It's funny, like I don't even think it's just that we don't know when to go home. That seems to be the bigger thing, I think, because I know, like, my cousin, they live in Liverpool, like, but when he moved, he came back for, like, he was like, he's from Ireland, like, but he lived in Liverpool that long, and he was like, we go out at 8 o'clock, get something to eat, and go home by 11, 12 o'clock. He goes, "That's your problem. You just don't know when to stop and just go home."
Yeah.
In fairness, now, this was at his sister's wedding, and he told me the next day, he says, "See, I was away home before anyone." I was like, "No, you weren't. You were dancing with a brandy on the stage at 2 o'clock in the morning. So you go home that early."
So yeah, so not remembering that you didn't go home early, it doesn't count as going home early.
But like, it's true, because we don't go out till later, and then it just pushes on, and at least, whereas if you went home earlier, you wouldn't have not that you wouldn't have any hangover, but you'd have a lot less, because your sleep is the big
Exactly.
to help you in the next day. Like, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's a few bad eggs and that give us the bad name.
There's definitely a stereotype, particularly in the States, of the whole, like, fight Irish. Have you ever seen that Simpsons episode where it goes to Ireland and the plane lands and it goes through a load of empty whiskey bottles?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I remember me and my cousin, we've done the West Coast of America back in 07, 08 around then, and we were in San Francisco, and we were like, hadn't booked a place to stay, so we're like, "Oh, can we park here to some car park attendant?" And he was like, no. And then he goes, "Where are you from?" We're like, "Oh, Irish." He was like, "Oh, you guys, what is it? You have that famous alcoholic?" And I was like, "Huh?" And I was like, "Who's he talking about?" And he's like, "You know, you have the day in March for the fame." I was like, "St. Patrick's Day." And he was like, "Yeah, was he a big famous drinker?" Or I was like, "No, I just, he's a saint."
I was like, snakes and shit.
He was just like,
with the snakes.
everybody drinks on St. Patrick's Day. And I was like, but he just couldn't. He didn't know that there was it just happened that it was celebrated that way. I was like, oh my God.
And that's another thing about the States is that everyone says they're Irish. And we've talked about this before, haven't we?
Yeah.
It's like, you know, they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm Irish." I was like, "Oh yeah? Yeah, I'm called Murphy." It's like, yeah, that doesn't count. And I did this video a long time ago saying, like, things Americans get wrong about Ireland. I was like, that one. And again, I will appeal to people. If you are in America and you've done a heritage DNA or something and found that there's 30% Irish, but don't describe yourself as Irish, right? You're American. If you say to people, "I have my ancestors were Irish," or "I'm from an Irish family," or something like that, you can phrase it like that, but don't say you're Irish, because because you're not. And the Irish people I've met in the last 4 years are just like, they're sick of people trying to kind of claim to be Irish when they're not.
Yeah, my granddad knew an Irishman, so I've got Irish heritage.
Yeah, exactly. I've got an Irish setter, so that counts.
Doesn't Barack Obama have Irish?
He does.
Yeah.
He's got it down in Offaly, isn't it? And he's got a Barack Obama Plaza. He's even got a petrol station named after himself now.
He's got a petrol station.
Yeah.
That's it. I reckon that's up there. He's like, what are the, on his deathbed, he's like, what are the proudest moments in your life? It's like, the presidency thing was quite good, but I've got a petrol station named after me. I reckon that is a conversation he's going to have, because Biden's got
He's got
Kerry, is it? Dan?
no Mayo and Drogheda maybe, or like,
Yeah.
he's got two on both sides. In fairness, his are close.
It's a really close.
pretty close.
It's like, it's like aunties or something like that, isn't it? So
There has to be a reason that why so many people want to claim their Irish heritage. Heritage.
it has to be, because it's cool to be Irish.
Yeah, well, no, and without blowing smoke up anybody's arse, whenever you mention the Irish in terms of, all sports and all travel people that go around the world, you've always got a good rep wherever you go.
Yeah.
We got
Definitely.
confidence that we do have that. I think it's the underdog thing as well. Like we've never been really punching by the rugby. I guess now it was always a bit of crack with us, and the supporters were the same. We didn't go thinking we were going to set the place alight or anything. We're just kind of there for the fun of it.
Yeah.
So it was never really, we're never threatening anybody.
Well, I was in France for the Euros, and Ireland and Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
And it's just so good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So good.
Well, going back to the drinking thing, just briefly, everywhere you go in the world, there's always an Irish pub or an Irish bar. You can't fail to go to one city in the world where there isn't pretty much an Irish pub or an Irish bar.
And all my mates, when they go on holiday, go and sit in them. You just think, lads, come on. Yeah, it's like you're literally surrounded by Irish pubs the whole time, and you're going away. And there's something that's like Paddy McFeely's. It's like, right, here we go, I found it, lads.
it's like
they've got a Guinness. It's not quite as good, but it's all right.
Yeah, we get
Lads who don't need drink Guinness here, drinking it on holiday like Benidorm.
that's it. We get very protective there. When we get away, we're very
Yeah.
overly. It's like when I lived in London for a year, like, and I was like, Michal's my name. Michal, not Michael. Michal.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just take whatever. It's like,
Find a losing battle on one.
yeah, but you're just like, just leave it.
Yeah, but yeah, the Guinness thing, we've mentioned this before on the podcast, and it's like, I can't remember if it was on the podcast or a post or something. Anyway, it's Guinness. It's like everybody is fiercely defensive of Guinness. You've got to pour it right. You've got to admit that it's better here than it is anywhere else. Even though it's all brewed at St James's Gate now, but oh no, it's this and it's this and this. You go out, hardly anyone drinks it.
Well,
I mean, like when I go out, I go out with my mates here, and there's like one or two out of a group of 10. I mean,
it's definitely made it. I think the younger people are starting to kind of drink it more now because it seems to be kind of more cool to drink it. Like, but yeah, it's an acquired taste as well.
I'm not kidding. So don't get me wrong. I absolutely love it.
It takes you maybe. I suppose that's what probably put younger people off it too, when they were starting to go out, like that. It was seen as an old man. Like when I was kind of starting to go out, it was always seen as an old guy's. Whereas then you kind of become an old guy.
There you go. And you say, it's all right, I've qualified now. But yeah, there's a couple of new ones in there. There's that Island's Edge came out.
It's actually gone now.
Eh?
It's gone.
Has it gone again?
Yeah.
It come and gone?
Come and gone.
Because you've got Forged, haven't you? The Conor McGregor's one as well.
And I wonder, is Forged Ireland's Edge? And I don't know.
Put a new badge on it.
Like they're thinking, did McGregor do that? Or is there somebody back in it?
To be fair,
I never tasted Forged, but it's going to be nice.
I've never tasted it. I've tasted Ireland. Ireland's Edge was all right, but it wasn't different enough.
Yeah.
And it was clearly marketed at like young people, wasn't it? And it was like, it doesn't taste a bird toast like the other one that we can't name. Do you know what I mean? It's not as bad as that. Right. Another thing that I noticed is, which is interesting, is there's always talk about pronouns and stuff now, and it's quite like you've got to tread carefully with pronouns and stuff. One thing I noticed here is that there were two things really. In Ireland, there's been a gender-neutral pronoun or a gender-neutral term for a group of people for a long time, and it's lads.
Lads.
And it's like in England, and pretty much everywhere else. Lads, if it's a group of boys or a group of men, it would be lads. If there was one woman in that group, it's no longer lads. Whereas here, you'll have a group of girls and right, lads, let's go.
Yeah.
It's
Lads,
funny,
yeah, it is. It's funny, lads. Like, but as well, it's kind of like that. Your man, like I used to say, "Oh, your man told me this," and you're like, "Who's my man?" No, like your man, like your man. They're like,
yeah. Your man Mary.
"My man," and you're on like, and you're just like, "No, it's just that person."
Yeah.
A person.
That bloke.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've started. See, I clearly haven't picked up any of the accent, but I've picked up little things like that. I call grown men boys all the time now.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh,
boys.
What's the boy called that we were playing golf with the other day? It was like, the guy be 85. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, what's the boy called? Do you know, the really old golf tournament. It was like, oh, yeah, Seamus. Oh, yeah. And he'll be like, hey.
If he's 85, he was probably the old boy. The old boy, the word
Yeah. But it's just like the boys. Do you know what I mean? It's like anyone. And the other thing related to pronouns is that any inanimate object, I'll probably look at you when I say this because you'll know this. You just back me up. Every inanimate we were drinking quite a lot last night. I'll get this word out in a minute. Every inanimate object is referred to by female pronouns, right? So it's like, you say your car for its test. I was like, did she pass? Oh, she passed. Straight through. She sailed through it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the golf, like, when I first moved in and started playing golf, I'd be looking, obviously, because I'm shit at golf, I'd be looking in the trees for my ball. I was like, have you found it yet? I was like, who? I was like, who are you expected to find in the trees? And I was like, why are you expected to find a woman in the trees? What's happening here? But yeah, that's the true. It's like, I was like, give her here. Like, so like for pass something over, man. So there you go. So I'm teaching you stuff now that you didn't even know.
I never even copped it. Yeah, that's true.
One of the proudest. So I've got 3 kids. I brought 2 of them over here. That sounds like I've abandoned your child. I've got a 26-year-old daughter.
Hey, can we be clear? You said brought, not bought.
Yes, exactly. So I brought 2 of my kids here, and they are 16 and 14. So they've been here 4 years, haven't picked up the accent, but again, they've picked up a few words and stuff. And because I thought it was important for their mum's Irish, but was brought up in England, so speaks with a Geordie accent. So I wanted them to feel more Irish. So that's one of the reasons we moved here. I did half the schooling in England, half the schooling in Ireland. And when I hear them use little, Monique, my daughter, works upstairs. She's a waitress up here. And it's funny because when I'm having a drink in the bar up here, I can hear her talking. She using loads of words that Irish people use, but she won't use at home.
Yeah.
And she says, I have to do that, otherwise people don't understand me. But one of the proudest moments was my son was saying about, he's 14 and talking about going to Pulse. So that's a big thing. That I don't know if this is a full Ireland thing or it's just a Donegal thing, but there's one of the nightclubs does like underage nights. And it's like no alcohol, and it's just it's kind of a rite of passage as you're going through high school sort of thing. And he was talking about people shifting. I don't know, it's just like
What's shifting?
that's amazing. It's like getting off with someone.
Okay.
Be the English equivalent.
Right.
Snogging.
Yeah.
Snogging if you're in the 80s.
You just imagine them moving people.
Yeah. Shifting people around. It's like furniture.
Yeah, Shifting's a Donegal one, I think, and then
I was saying that. I've seen it on Young Offenders.
yeah,
So Cork must use it as well. Like.
and then there's like meeting. It used to be in Dublin. Would be will you meet me, mate? Like that kind of thing. That was meeting, and then feeking was another one.
Feeking sounds very close to something else.
Yeah, feeking is another Dublin kind of one. I don't think there's any other ones.
So feeking, like you said, feeking sounds very much like fecking, which I think was probably invented by that. If it wasn't invented, it was popularised by Father Tent.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
say it was made.
I think it was Graham Menard who pretty much invented the word. But
It was always like it was would have been used by probably out lads, but like
But how clever is that to just go, well, it's prime time. We're not allowed to say fucking. Fucking's a bad word. Why don't they say fecking? Was it?
Yeah.
And it turns it into this kind of like, hey, it's all right. We're happy Irish people. You know, everybody loves the Irish. Oh, we've got a cute little word where everybody knows what you're talking about.
That was weird though, because it wasn't adopted by anybody else as a way of sneaking in expletives into into daytime television, was it?
funny, like, and like them in the States as well. They're so like, there's no bad language in any.
Yeah.
It's funny because do you know when they do like live performances on Letterman or any of them there, when there's an Irish band called Bell X1 and they would over to play Letterman and you're not allowed to say ass even on
Right.
and they have like whatever the lyric was, it's why is my arse the perfect height for kicking, and he was fit to sing arse because they didn't know arse was
Wow.
know he was able to sing arse, but it was like, will you go away and shite is in it as well, but he couldn't say shite. It's weird, like they allowed him to say, but it's like
Let him say ass. What could that possibly be? Right. There's another thing. Like I'm pretty sure this is a Donegal thing. Is yes meaning hello?
oh yes,
That's a very Donegal thing, isn't it?
yes
Like,
there,
yes, lads.
yeah.
It's like I do it myself now, you know, and it's like, hey, do it. Yes, Mike. Yes, Nori. And I like it.
That head.
I like. That's nice.
I used to, my cousins always take the piss out of me for it because I was always like, yes there. That was I was always like, yes there.
Yeah.
Yes there. The throw of the head and the yes there.
Do you know that there's one? And I don't know if this is I don't know if this is a Donegal thing or a Ireland-wide thing, but agreeing with something with a hiccup. You might not recognise that when I say it, but when I go,
Yeah, yes.
that means yes. It's like, what? And now I remember that. It's I've spoken about my father-in-law quite a lot, but when I came over, we chatted to him, we go, I'm like, you all right? Hiccups.
No way that is.
Agreeing on the in-breath is really weird. Is that just a round here sort of thing, or is that?
Oh, I think it's a whole Irish thing.
Yeah.
It's a
It's mad, isn't it?
I've never heard that. Or I've missed it. It's just crept past me.
Yeah, we haven't introduced you to many. I mean, you've been here 2 days and you've pretty much not seen anybody Irish yet, have you? We went out.
No, it was close.
We went out to the pub.
We saw a man pissing against the window.
We did. I forgot about that. He just engaged in conversation as he was pissing. Nothing. He asked for permission to piss.
Yeah.
And this was on the main street, right? And he wasn't. I mean, he's clearly shit faced, but he wasn't. I mean, what time did we go out? It was 9.
Yeah, that would have been about 9:30 by the time we got.
Yeah.
There was a second place we went to, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was about 9:30, and he's not gone down the side. He's literally on Main Street and just gone right. And I went, lads, you know, mind if I piss here, do you? I was like, mate, I don't make the rules. And then he tries to carry us on with the conversation. He's having a ciggy before we go in. I'm just like, worry that old mate. We need to get away. I definitely don't want to engage this guy.
We just did that thing. If we turn around and just talk to each other,
Yeah, and
maybe he'll stop talking to us and he just carried on shouting.
Just that didn't work. He kept shouting. I was like, we need to go away before he starts
Let's
engaging
get
in
it.
proper conversation. Mainly because I didn't want to shake his hand if he didn't come in and introduced himself. That was it.
Someone didn't ask you to hold it. That's the main thing.
Another thing, right, that I noticed, that Baz, this is a bit of it. When you go to a chippy, there's what is it? I can't remember. Is it the 1, 2, 3 thing? It's like you got like the one is something like chicken balls and chips, and then
The Chinese take.
what's it?
You've got a 3 in 1 or 4.
It's you got a 2-in-1 is like chicken balls and
Rice.
and rice, and then chicken balls, rice and chips, and then chicken balls, rice, chips, and they've got like 2 or 3 in 1. It's just weird. And spice bags.
Space. We don't.
bags.
Space bags. Not. It's gotten bigger in Donegal. So it's kind of that was a real kind of down in Dublin thing.
Yeah.
But it seems to. I think it is probably from TikTok and Instagram. People sharing space bags. It's gotten huge up here.
So you're going to have to explain what a spice bag is, because that sounds like something from a movie, which you shouldn't be having.
It also sounds like from someone who's from just north of Manchester. It sounds like it sounds like a spice bag sounds like a problematic drug that the homeless are quite often involved.
What's a spice bag?
It's like like a chip bag filled with chips, chicken, like crispy chicken, onions, peppers, chili, kind of bits of veg,
like Chinese spices
all thrown in through it. And
It is brilliant.
Be honest tonight.
it is. It is
brilliant. Yeah, exactly. So, right, while we're on food, I've definitely mentioned this on the podcast before. The obsession with curry sauce.
We love curry sauce.
Oh,
I order it online now since we saw it in the previous podcast.
the absolute obsession with curry sauce. So, saying to it, when I first came here, like, I used to work in retail. In not retail. I used to work for Kellogg's, in sales and marketing and stuff. So I was responsible for deciding what products go where, how many of what products go on the cereal aisle and things like that. So to go into like a petrol station that's got a tiny little supermarket on the edge of it and have 6 different options of curry sauce, the ones that you just mix with like hot water.
Yeah.
But there is a proper obsession with it. It's not even real curry, is it? It's like no. Well, yeah, I'll don't I'm sorry.
You'll leave it.
I've just said Anglo-Irish relations for about 13 years here. But it's
it's Irish curry sauce.
well, yeah. I mean, it's like I guess I've no idea of translation for the Americans, but for the UK, it's chip shop curry.
From curry sauce.
That kind of stuff, isn't it? But yeah, when I saw there was like loads of different brands, and I was like, this is mad.
And it's in a like McDonald's now have it in a squeezy bottle now and everything. Like it's like I haven't actually tried that yet, but
Talking of McDonald's, I didn't even plan to do this one. It's not on my list, but the Shamrock Shake.
yeah,
That's not a thing anywhere else other than here in America, apparently.
weird, isn't it?
Have you had one?
No,
What is it?
It's like a mint. Is it mint?
It's mint. Yeah.
Oh.
It's a bit toothpastey.
Yeah, okay.
But I just had one, like, first year I was here, I was just like, oh, look at this. I'm not, I didn't. I'd be about this far now, an inch down there, and I was just like, yeah, this was an error. Should have gone.
Is it green? I take it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm not a fan of mint, even mint chalk.
But it's only this time of year, isn't it? It's in the run up to St. Patrick's Day. And also, talking of St. Patrick's Day, I've definitely mentioned this on my social media before, is that St. Patrick's Day seems to be the only day that is acceptable for Irish people to wear the leprechaun hat.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty much, isn't it? Because if anyone comes at me, listen,
Seen it any other day, you'd be like,
yeah,
"Right."
exactly. Listen, if you are coming on a stag do to Ireland or a holiday to Ireland, don't do the whole leprechaun thing. Don't talk about leprechauns. Don't wear the hat and all that kind of stuff, unless it's the 17th of March and you're blended. Yeah, that'll be fine. No one will notice then.
It's like the shop, like there's Carol's shops to do all the plastic patty stuff, and it's like, who buys this stuff? I just don't know who buys it. And then fairness has kind of gotten more, they've kind of gone away from the real tweed, that's what you want to call it, but they're into more rugby jerseys and that kind of stuff now. Even they're kind of getting away from the
Well, you go to any high street on St. Patrick's Day in England, everyone's wearing leprechaun hats and Guinness hats. Everyone's the Irish on the day. And
we actually done a St. Patrick's Day, maybe it was about 8 or 10 years ago in the town I'm from, Glenties. We done a record attempt for the most leprechauns in one place, and we bloody publicised it too much, and then Banton and County Cork went for it as well on the same on the same day, and we had 2 adjudicators there from the Guinness Book of Records and everything as well, and they were so strict on everything had to be, but like I think we ended up with 900 or something, and they beat us. They had like 1,100.
oh,
It was a
have you tried to beat him since?
no. We never went after.
Just don't announce the next time. Quietly spread it out amongst the 900 that came and get them to bring 200 friends. Well, 201 friends.
But it looked amazing too, because we had like there was like a group that made every costume, so every costume was exactly the same. So there wasn't there was no. It was unreal. It looked unbelievable.
Yeah.
But we got beat. But we had a massive amount of them.
Well, that still hurts, doesn't it?
Oh,
I can hear it in your voice, mate. I can hear it. You're not holidaying in Cork anytime soon. That's it now. That's off the list.
I just want to make one point about the food before we move on, because you know about this one. I haven't been to Ireland many times, so I don't have loads of like proper, knowledge about what's food here. But one of my first experiences when I visited Dublin was Abracadabra.
Oh, yeah.
And I mentioned it like it's something really special when you go home and you talk about it. But I think most people here, it's just a run of the mill food place, isn't it? Or it's not up there, is it?
It's the chicken baguette in Abracadabra is amazing.
Right.
I just
That's your tea tonight, son.
That's it.
the mate. That's I don't know what kind of where the mayonnaise comes from or what, but it is so. Oh, it's lovely.
Yeah, I got a bit
I
obsessed
actually
with
had
it.
one now.
Yeah.
The mayonnaise is so runny. Basically, it's class. But yeah, it's Abracadabra was.
I'm not going to lie. Runny mayonnaise hasn't sold it.
It sounds
You need to work a bit more on the market.
It sounds weird. It's not like run. Well, runny's not a good word. It just sounds wrong. But, yeah, it's
That's it. Don't be applying for the marketing department at Abracadabra anytime soon, mate.
So we are vying for a sponsorship. So if Abracadabra want to come in,
I'd love that.
I think the baguette, the roll as well. So
Yeah.
it's nice. It's really
Because that's another thing, the chicken fillet roll. Is that's like a national pride. I'd say that's close to Guinness. That
Right,
in
okay.
terms of like being like they're so fiercely proud of it. We'll get you a chicken fillet roll on the way and like it tomorrow, mate. Definitely.
Oh.
Because every single, well, not every single one, the vast majority of petrol stations have a deli on the side of them,
right?
and I mean like a
I would say
quite often sit down deli.
probably the number one thing that gets ordered probably in a deli.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
And
Well, yeah. I was,
They are great.
oh,
I was saying the other thing as well, just really briefly, is potatoes. I mean, just because
Can't be.
Every time you get, yeah, if you
chicken fillet roll, you open it out and then you pour your bag of potato beside it and then you sit.
yeah, my luggage is getting ditched on the way back. It's
That's much the glass, and that's what I sent in potatoes for Christmas this year, didn't I?
like proper the best Christmas present I got.
They're unreal.
But yeah, the chicken fillet roll and the taco sauce as well. I mean, if anybody's listening or watching from Mexico, you won't recognize taco sauce.
Pink sauce.
It's just like pinky, orangey, kind of peach coloured sauce, but it's really, really good.
Yeah, it's class. Pink sauce. But it's
Again, you're not saying it.
Is it ready?
no, it's not as good as the Abracadabra stick. No, it's not as good as that. Right. Look, that's and it's a thank you, Mihal, for joining us. Don't forget to go and search out all his internet stuff. If you want to see him wrapped in bin bags and his wife in her pajamas, then go to
Missing easy.
then go to Donegal Daddy on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. So thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming over. Thanks for you being here again, Baz. I knew there was going to be a bit of echo in your mic, so thanks for not talking as much as you usually do. That was a technical issue. But so, yeah, if you are watching and you're one of the people that moans that I don't let Baz talk enough on the podcast, this was deliberate this time.
Nobody
Because his mic's echoing. Anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to do all the subscribey stuff. Get on there. Subscribe, like, share it with them. As I say all the time, if you like it, share it with people. Share it with your friends. As I always say, and I fucking made a mistake of it, right? As I always say, if you liked it, share it with your friends. If you hate it, oh, fucking hell, forget it. That's at the start of every episode. I'm just saying, I'm just so tired.
There we go.
I'm so
better than you can.
I'm so tired, and I've had a couple of drinks. I'm just like, I'm almost at the finish. I could see the finish line. Do you know what I mean? Right.
I need to say though,
Go on.
this thing, I've badgered you constantly about things about Ireland, but to get someone to come in today and give us the actual lowdown and properly on stuff is better.
Bro, mate, independent adjudicator.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to
No, thanks.
check. So it's nice. Yeah, exactly. But it's nice for me to, like I say, as an immigrant, it's nice for me to clarify whether that's just a local thing or whether it's a national
I don't think you can call you an immigrant anymore now because you witnessed the gay pissing on the streets.
Exactly.
You're always one of us.
And also, if I could be asked paying €1,200, I could get a passport now anyway. So I've been here long enough. So anyway, so if you are watching in America and you're saying, "Oh, I'm Irish," you're not. But if you come and live here for 3 years and marry an Irish person, then you can be. All right. On that bombshell, we will leave it there for another time. See you later. Thanks everyone for listening. I will see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Oh, mate, you see it's in good luck at the end. That's another thing, is good luck means goodbye, doesn't it?
Gluck.
Yeah, gluck. Yeah.
GLUC or even GLACK. Glack.
Right.
We're probably never going to get around to this, but I'm one of those people that picks up accents and dialects like instantly.
Like some Daleks.
Yeah, the moment that, yeah.
You go on the poll at Doctor Who convention.
So yeah, as soon as I arrive, I literally drop the soft sounding A immediately. So if I reckon if I was here for a year, that I would having fairly
You would definitely.
weird Irish accent.
It's funny, like, isn't it? I know a guy that moved to Flowertown out in New York, and he's been living there for, I'd say, 50 years, and he has got the strongest Cavan accent. I mean, not. He actually happened to be passing Glenties, and he knew that we owned a B&B, and he called in, and Mum rings me going, there's some man from Cavan here, says he knows you. I was like, who do I know from Cavan? And like, because I would know him as being from the States. And I landed up and it was him. And I was like, oh, Shane, how are you? And he had this, and Mum was like, he's from America? I was like, yeah. It's crazy. Like, literally, like, you would think he was living in Cavan all his life. It's mental how you keep it.
See, my mum's the same. My mum moved from Scotland to England. And, my brothers were both born in England, and they are. So she must be living in England 57 years.
Yeah.
Still sounds really, really Scottish.
Yeah, Scott's a great accent, but it isn't. Yeah.
Anyway, bye again. That's it. I'm going to leave this bit in. That was really good. We talked about the good bit. That was really good. So I'm going to leave this bit in. So goodbye again. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. Go and buy us a beer because I'm nearly done. So buymeacoffee.com/mildlypod. Thank you very much and goodbye. Right, that is the end.